Hey guys, how's it going? It's Rob Sutton. We're back here with another review today. If you can't tell, we are actually going to talk about a set of gravel wheels. It's the Bontrager Aeolus 3V Pros. So let's get at it. Nowadays, the market is getting flooded with everything gravel, whether it be gravel shorts, gravel helmets, gravel this, gravel that. The reality is they're not that much different than their XC mountain biking counterparts from the past decade. However, when it comes to components like wheels, there actually is an argument for having a specific gravel set so that you can run a little bit higher volume tires but still have road-like manners if you need them. So the obvious standouts out here is you get a 25mm inner width on the rim, you get a 108 point engagement hub, and a carbon rim. So first, let's get into what I really liked about these wheels. Obviously, my first point is going to be the engagement of the hub. I am a huge fan of high engaging hubs because you're able to get power to the ground a lot faster. Now, when you're purely riding a road bike, it's not that big a deal, but when you jump over into gravel and mountain, it is a lot better to be able to get that power to the ground quicker when you're in loose conditions. In my experience, it just improves the overall quality of the ride, being able to get that power down quicker and not having a gap when you actually put your leg down to put power to the ground. This is great in loose situations where you might have to clutch the pedal a little bit, and it's also great just going from freewheeling to pedaling, knowing that your power is getting down as quick as possible. And number two, the 25mm inner rim width. What this does is allow you to run a 40C or higher tire, and you get that extra volume, which is great for really rough gravel roads, or if you actually want to do some light trail riding with your gravel bike. It is a nice big wide rim that takes a really wide variety of tires, as you can see here with this 40C Pirelli that I have mounted to them currently. And number three, the overall build quality. I found these to be really well built wheels. I didn't find any excess deflection, none of the spokes came loose while riding, and I really tried to beat these up as much as humanly possible. So it was good to see a big manufacturer like Trek come forward with a wheel that was really well built, and I didn't have to worry about any reliability issues while I was out on the bike. So what did I not like about the wheels? One was the setup. If you are going to use Bontrager's rim strip to go tubeless, it is a pain to use. Not only is it heavier than tape, but if you don't line up the hole exactly with the valve stem, it can make the valve stem hard to get into the wheel, and they're incredibly hard to take out if you don't set them right the first time. They also have run into issues on the mountain bike, and you could see it happen with these as well, where that strip is a little bit too thick. I actually had an issue with my mountain bike when I couldn't get a certain set of tires on because that strip was too thick, and when I went to tape, they went on just fine. So what I ended up doing was actually taking that strip back out, going back to tape. It's a lot easier to service, and it's lighter. And number two, and this is kind of a small one, if you're really into speccing your bike out with very elite parts, you might not want to have this Trek part on your non-Trek bike. I know it's a really small thing, it really shouldn't matter, but I do know a lot of people that really like to do those little minute changes to their bike and really take it seriously. So if you're one of those people, this might not be the wheel set for you. And the third thing, you really have to watch your tire choice and your bike compatibility. So since you have this wide rim, you really need to match the tires to it correctly. So this 40C seems to fit it about perfectly. If you get a little bit under, it can almost look like a stretched tire on a car. But then you also have to watch the compatibility with the frame itself. You can see with this 40C on this setup, I'm getting pretty close to the limit on the Cervelo Aspero. So you gotta be careful with your tire selection and make sure it fits correctly. And lastly, if you're going to be doing a lot of road riding, these are not going to be as slow as like your 650B counterparts, but they're not going to be as fast as a narrower rim with a smaller tire. This is a big tire to have out on the road. I got these Pirellis specifically because they roll a little bit faster, and I do have to link roads in between my gravel roads. So just keep that in mind. If you're going to be doing a lot of road riding, you are going to have a bigger tire and more drag. So overall, what did I think about these Bontrager wheels? They performed really well. I'm a huge advocate of upgrading your wheels as your first thing on your bike because it makes such a big difference in the overall ride experience. And I found that these really woke up my Cervelo Aspero and did a great job out on gravel roads and a pretty decent one on the road. I really tend to like the all black look, which really goes well with the bike as well. And I am a huge fan of high engaging hubs, so I'm really glad to see this 108 points of engagement to get that power down quicker. So these might be a little bit heavier than some of the other wheels in this price point, but I think the overall value of these is really high, and I really enjoyed riding them out on gravel. So guys, I want to hear what you think down in the comment section below. What do you think of the Bontrager Pro 3V wheels? What are you using on your gravel bike? And would you pick a different set other than these? Let's hear about it. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and please consider subscribing to Bike 118 for more reviews like this in the future. And until then, on to the next one. Thanks guys. See you.